Skinny Man versions 0.9.0 and 0.9.1 have been released. Hey everyone, JC Cool here, and this is a guide to all the changes. Starting with 0.9.0. This version introduced a new collision system that is capable of handling more complex collisions than the previous system. Performance improvements introduced by the new collision system have allowed for the implementation of a new AI NPC system. With this system comes the new Goon Enemy. Its AI consists of mindlessly walking back and forth on whatever platform it's on and turning around once it gets to the end of the platform. This update also introduces levels 13 and 14. These are the first two levels of the second world, and are where you can find the new Goon Enemy. Bug fixes in this update include a fix to an issue with checkpoint placement previews not being rendered correctly in the level creator, the HUD not being rendered on top of stage objects while in the 3D mode of the level creator, and game sounds were ignoring the volume set by the player and instead were always played at full volume. Moving on to update 0.9.1. This update introduces a few major features. The first of these is a brand new realistic shadow system that makes heavier use of the GPU than the game did previously. Multiplayer networking has been completely rewritten and should have better performance than before. Along these lines, a new debug info line was added, showing the current multiplayer ping, or average multiplayer ping, if more than one client is connected to your computer. The field of view of the 3D camera can now be adjusted in settings, along with a new setting for shadow quality replacing the old on-off option for 3D shadows. Due to these changes, the settings version has been increased, meaning you will have to reconfigure all your settings when the game opens for the first time in this version. Text stating "Loading" has been added to the startup screen with the CVI Games logo. When playing through a level in 3D mode, the camera will now collide with anything that exists between the player and the camera's default position. Similar to this, collision boxes are now pre-grouped together to theoretically improve the overhead of calculating collisions. Other changes in this update include a fix for the next music track ignoring the set volume, movement in the third dimension getting stuck when switching to 2D mode, the level creator not saving the correct game version when saving a level, and most of the font glyphs suddenly disappearing when typing certain letters. Note, this last change may not have entirely affected the previous version of the game. Additional changes in this update include holding down a key while typing will now rapidly repeat that key, similar to Notepad in older versions of this game. Text boxes in the multiplayer setup screens have been updated to the new text box system previously only seen in the settings menu. The in-game FPS display has been moved slightly to no longer overlap with the debug info text. And finally, the number of Goon enemies has been reduced in levels 13 and 14. That brings us to the end of this update video. If you enjoyed this video, then a like would be greatly appreciated. You can check out the game at the link in the video description. While you're down there, please make sure to subscribe for future update content, and I will see you all next time.